Welcome to the Get Lipped Show, the only podcast where you get to meet your favorite fishing creators. I'm Spencer Murphy from Get Lipped Fishing, and if this is your first time with us, welcome. On this podcast, you'll get to meet great personalities, humble conservationists, die-hard fishermen, and future leaders of the fishing industry. If you enjoy fishing or the great outdoors in any way, this is for you. So today, guys, with me I have Captain Lionel James. He is a buddy of mine, and we met about a year ago now, almost.
It's crazy, man. Time flies.
I know. It was about maybe fall. It was probably fall about, so we're just creeping up on a year here. But we met on a shoot with Captain Mike Anderson. We were filming a TV show up there, and
name drop.
Boom. And you killed it, man. We had a good time up there filming with you. I mean, the morning we woke up was the coldest I have ever been in my entire life on a boat. It was like 34 degrees in the morning, and put in the work. Nuts. It was nutty, man. But
it was nuts, yo.
So I just kind of want to tell the guys that are listening, all three of them maybe, who's Lionel James? Like, where did you start before YouTube, before guiding? What were you doing?
Oh man, dude. So I live this life like I don't put any limitations on myself. Mm-hmm. So I've done a lot. I did 13 years as a firefighter. 9 years of that, I was active duty in the military. Before I joined the military, I was playing college football.
Holy cow!
College football. Yeah, I was living in Anchorage. I call Anchorage, Alaska home because that's where I spent most of my childhood. But before I got to Anchorage, I was living in Destin, and then my dad was in the military, so it took us up there. Went in the military, man. You know, I also fought professionally for like 9 years, and I'm actually trying to get back into it. Working my butt off too.
You've done it all, man. Holy cow! I had no idea.
But I just no limitations, man. I've always after I dropped out of college, I just was like, I'm done with football.
Mm-hmm.
I just hit a wall. I was like, but I lost this like competitive nature and edge that I was trying to find, and fighting was like, this is kind of when UFC was just getting started. And I just kind of took it up, and I was pretty good at it, pretty natural at it. And then I was making my way up the ranks in the like, I guess you would call it the AAA of MMA.
Mm-hmm.
These small venues and all that stuff. You're making a name for yourself.
Yeah.
And build a fan base, all that stuff. And then next thing you know, and I started that in Panama City under a dude named Tito Jones. We were getting ready to start a gym together, but he was fighting for Team Alpha Male at the time. And we kind of just started this fight scene in Panama City. And for me, I'm not like a 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
You're all in, baby.
yeah.
So you got football and everything.
Turned out I was pretty good at it, man. And the next thing you know, my ACL tears. And
okay.
Kind of like, but I promised myself 10 professional fights, and I'm at 6 right now. So I think it'd just be a great story to tell through my YouTube when I finish it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you, man. So, no doubt. So football, you got wrestling or fighting, MMA fighting, firefighting, and military service. First of all, thanks for serving, brother.
Absolutely.
And
no doubt.
So you tore your ACL. At some point, you're like, I'm going to get into YouTube. And I like fishing. I guess you always liked fishing? How did you transition?
Well, from when to what? From what to what?
Like, take me to YouTube, and I mean not YouTube, but eventually we'll get to YouTube. But take me to MMA. I guess MMA was the last thing you did, and then you got into guiding in Destin.
Well, so fishing was something that I always did as a kid with my dad. Like that was what we did.
Yeah.
Every football season, from middle school to college, I kind of got forced out of college. I would live in Alaska. I didn't take football serious. I was fishing all summer, so I come out until I come back to camp, dude, extremely out of shape. But my attitude was like, I'm 15 years old, 16. Like it doesn't take me all summer to get in shape. I'll take the 2 weeks of camp and I'll be fine. So,
our body does not work like that anymore.
It doesn't work like that
No.
anymore. And I don't like that. Like these kids are totally committed to that. I feel like they're losing their whole youth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it sucks because. I'm not going to get too far off topic, is that they spend so much time invested in the sport that they don't get to be a kid. You know
I know.
What I'm saying? I'm like, yo, so
I hear you.
That's another rant that I can go on forever.
Yeah, for another podcast.
But, yeah. And then, so they're paying for me to go to school, and I coming out of shape. They're like, "You gotta go."
Gotta
So,
go.
yeah. But fishing, dude, I just did it.
Always
I
loved it.
always did it. Yeah, it was one day I spent with my dad. It was more of a healing process than a getaway for me when my parents were going through their divorce, a nasty divorce. So it was just something that, as a child, when I started, I wasn't into kids. I was pretty like antisocial because of what was going through with my parents, and you know, so that
Yeah.
was how that's
An
how I
escape,
got
kind of.
by.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real. And it's still the same thing for me today. Like I go out fishing solo or
Yeah.
stuff like that, man. But I love it, dude. I've been doing it. The guiding thing just kind of happened when the kind of the power of social media. So before we moved to Destin, true story. I mean, before we moved to Alaska, my dad and my godfather had the loan done, the boat paperwork getting ready to sign. They were actually going to start their own charter. Like they were buying it from another person.
Nice.
And like let's call it a Monday they were about to do this. That Tuesday, my dad got orders to Alaska, and it's kind of ironic, or I don't even know if you want to call it full circle that I'm back here because my dad is from this area, kind of close, and I just kind of like knew I was gonna do that, man. I enjoy it, dude. I enjoy it. I enjoy taking people. I enjoy meeting new people. I'm a social dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
That's it.
So that's kind of how it started.
Back to Destin.
With, yeah. So when I got back here, and that was probably about 6 years ago, is when I got out of the Air Force and started firefighting.
So you were doing that part time? You were doing like the fishing part time and firefighting the other time. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
We have some guys around here that do that, for sure.
Right. So what eventually started happening was, as the power of social media, I would post like my catches by myself and all that stuff like that too. And next thing you know, a couple of people reach out to you. They want to go fishing, and their friends want to go fishing. You know, it just kind of started to snowball. And unfortunately, like about 3 years now or 2 years ago, I did the math of what I was missing, what I was making, and then what I was making at the fire department. And it was about the same, maybe a little more. And I just was like, I got into it. I just, man, I'm not much of a. I don't call myself a rebel, but I'm not a like a rule follower. You know.
I feel you.
So the idea of spending the next, I would have like 15, 16 years to retire. I think I couldn't retire to 50, so I had like 25 years left or something like that. I had a long time.
Yeah.
So the idea of like asking somebody for a day off, I couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah. Plus, when you're a guide, you get to be on the water every day, and you're out
you control
fishing.
your schedule, man. And you work when you work for yourself, you work a billion times harder. However, the satisfaction of like, I want today off or I want tomorrow off. Like, okay, cool.
Especially when you're married or when you got a girlfriend or something, it's nice to be able to just say, well, you have the day off, and normally you would have to work, and you're like, I'm going to take the day off. We're going to go do something, and that's the freedom of that. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Exactly.
So how'd you get?
And then the firefighter gig is just not. It's not. You're home for 2 days, away for 2 days. So
48 on, 48 off, right?
Right. There's no way I was gonna like just watching from the outside in, like some of the guys how unhealthy it was for the family and kids. It's not a lifestyle I want to live.
Nice. Well,
yeah, man.
Glad to have you out in the water taking people fishing. That's pretty dope.
Me too, dude.
So when did you start YouTube? You started
all right, roughly. So check this out, man. No, right? So I started my channel, and I think my channel is kind of on like a log. I started my channel 6 years ago, right? And I started putting out a video here and there, and I had one dude that was one of my at the time he was my friend.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Man, that shit sucks. You're never gonna take off." I'm like, "Why are you doing that?" And I stopped. Bro, and I stopped.
You stopped.
Just imagine I stopped. If I would have just kept going 6 years ago, like I probably have like 1 billion subscribers by now.
That's
so
the best time to start is always yesterday. The best time to start that's what I always say. I'm like, man, I should have been doing this 5 years ago or a year ago, or whatever. But you just got to push through. You just got to keep going.
I let one guy talk me out of it, and then so I revamped my channel. And I always think that I should have just started the whole channel all over because it was so old that, like, I think it had something that's just not registering and whatnot. But anyway, so I started back again about a year ago now. But I've taken a lot of time to just trying to figure out like my own style right now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So, well, I've been seeing some of that. So ever since we met, 8-10 months ago, I've been watching all your videos, and we've been kind of chatting back and forth and being like, oh, good job, bro. We're just like encouraging each other. It's kind of fun watching, because you were like at 900 or maybe just 1,000 when we met, and now you're like 1,400. So you've been growing,
right?
And I've been growing a little bit too. And it's just, you put in the work.
You're getting a lot of views, man. It's just, you got to put in the work, man.
You got to put in the work. You keep posting, people watch. But YouTube's it's a cool thing. It's a fun thing. Hopefully we can both turn it into jobs someday if we keep at this. And I think we will. I think we will.
That's the plan.
And
that's the plan.
It's a fun thing. And we're going fishing. You're a guide. For me, I work at a tackle store, and then I'm part-time, not making any money yet, but hopefully soon.
Right.
And I'm doing fishing on the side, making videos and stuff. And I went to school for videos, so I'm doing a little bit of that, and I'm doing what I love, is fishing. So, and YouTube's a cool way to be able to express and
it's crazy.
Help people and do stuff like that.
It is, man. Like anybody can have an audience. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's true.
You'll have an audience. I have an audience. Like, you can create your own audience because the way it's set up is that, it's about your likeliness. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And how good you want your content to be. And for me, like I said, it's all in or all out. So I take the time. I'm taking the time to learn. I'm in school right now. I'm taking a master's class.
Nice.
And essentially, I want to go back to school for video, like you.
Nice.
This fall. I'm gonna go back to fitness. Yeah. So
that's the next thing. Yeah, that's cool, man. That's a cool thing. And speaking of video and stuff, I was watching your most recent video last night. And that Vermilion Snapper edit at the end was pretty dope.
Oh, hey, B-roll stuff.
Yeah, that was pretty sick. And for most people, I don't see that kind of stuff. And I was like, man, this is actually pretty dope. I saw your little teaser on Instagram too, and then I didn't know it was going to be in that video.
A hook and cook, but I was like, how can I do this differently? Like, I really spend the whole week before I even shoot a video of how am I going to make it different from everybody else.
Yeah.
So the hook and cook and that, and I'll do more like that with the hook and cook, but I'll try to find another way to make the next fish different. Stuff that I didn't put in. But
you were like pulling a knife out, and there's a little samurai noise. The sound
effects are key, man. Sound effects are key.
They add so much.
The same video. Yeah, I think it's like 50% of it.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
So you can watch that same video in YouTube. If you need it, it doesn't feel the same, And I want you to feel a way about it. I don't know if you like it or don't, but
no doubt
you feel something out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you got I have an intro clip that I recorded of one of your videos. I think it was the one when you were fishing with your cousin. I'm gonna play it.
Oh yeah.
If you're cool with that.
Right.
It's so people can kind of hear it. I was like, this guy's got it. This is fishing. This is fishing. So here it is.
I always felt that it's my obligation to provide, protect, and teach Jay that
you have
fishing
some sick B-roll going on right now.
The pure and unconditional love for the pool and the fish.
That was sick. I was like, dude, that is fishing. It
is, man.
I went the other night.
I got butterflies right now.
yeah. That's what it's all about. I mean, if you go fishing and you're just going through the motion and you're not like feeling something, why even do it? The other night,
man, I think everybody has a lane, right? And my lane is I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna smile big, and I'm gonna teach. And appreciate it. Like, I know a lot of guys that are really serious. However, they're really good teachers, and they appreciate the fish too.
Yeah.
And then there's the other lane that's like, man, I just got to catch a big fish. It's not fun. It's too serious. Like, if you're too serious for me, man, we're not meant to be. Like, I'm definitely not the guy you want to hang out with. So,
yeah. And sometimes it's hard, like, because our selfish human mindset, sometimes you're like, man, I should be catching fish right now. And you just kind of get like, you're bummed out. You're like, man.
Right.
This sucks. It's stupid, but sometimes it's just like that. I mean, it's just fishing, and
man.
And when you finally do get that fish, it's sick.
Absolutely.
For me, sometimes I was making these night fishing videos. I started making some night fishing videos early in the summer. It was like spring, and every night we'd go out, and I was like, I know there's tarpon around here. I know they're here. And like even in the videos, like, guys, tonight we're going out for tarpon, and I wouldn't catch the tarpon every night, and we'd see a couple here and there, and they just weren't eating. And I think my buddy, he hooked one night, and I was like, oh yes, they're here, like we're hooking one. And then like one night we just caught a bunch of them. I was like, oh yes, this is so sick.
The work.
Yeah.
But I think fishing is an important life lesson, because you can't just go out there and catch it. You have to put in the work. And that's the one thing about fighting that. If you don't put in the work, you're going to get your ass kicked.
Yep.
And that's what I've taken into what I've learned from that. And fishing is a big part of like that learning curve. Like, you put in the work and it'll pay off. You know what I mean? But so
people always want to know. Like,
but I love your night videos, dude. Like, that
thanks,
was a
buddy.
niche that needed to be filled, and you found it. There wasn't a lot of people doing. I don't think I've really seen anybody too much do.
It's so hard. It's so hard to film it.
Yeah, the lighting.
The lighting is the most difficult thing. I'm like constantly going through footage. I'm like, well, can't use that.
ISO was bumped all the way up there.
Yeah,
right?
and luckily my wife's been helping out a bunch, so I'm really grateful for her for doing that, because sometimes you can't film that kind of stuff by yourself. The GoPro, it does not work very good at night.
It's limited.
You're limited. So I've been having her holding the big camera, and I'm like, thank you. And of course I let her fish too. She gets to fish some too. Yeah, so
that's awesome.
If I've got this, like, for me, I want to go full time on YouTube. And if it was me, I don't want to be the same as the other guys. I want to be putting my little spin on YouTube. Where do you see, and for me, it's using camera gear and it's taking time to get extra shots and stuff. Where do you see your YouTube going? Like, say we're 2 years from now, 3 years from now, where do you want to be on YouTube? Do you want to be full time, or is it? Oh,
I definitely want to be full time. I want to in 50-50, like, still guiding. I want to be at a point where, like, my trips that I do now are people that I've taken already in the past, and new clients or so on and so forth are going to my team members. My boy Sean, my homegirl Gabrielle. I'm all in the business to help. There's no way that I can do 500 trips in a year. You know what I mean? But if I can pass it to Sean and Gabrielle, which are outstanding people that I vouch for any day of the week, or anybody else, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the whole purpose. We all eat as a family, and that's how I was raised. Like, so if we're close, if there's anything I can do for you, I'm going to do it. If there's anything I can do for the next person, I'm going to do it, Yeah. As long as I believe that they have good intentions and they're good people. But YouTube, I want to be, I want to get into, like, and maybe you can help me with this, like, short stories. But I don't really know the definition of what's a short story. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
I got
the stories that I'm telling you about right now, like how my parents were fighting. I'm actually filming that right now with my nephew,
Cool.
And it's really, I think it's going to be great. I think I want to just tell short stories, like, really, like, in depth, like, because I think there's people that can relate to that. There's people that can relate to you, your situation all over the world.
Yeah,
like, that's what fishing does.
And the same people aren't going to relate to me. They relate to you because we're different people, and that's
absolutely
the most unique thing about YouTube is there's I don't know how many fishermen there are, but they're all different.
And we can bridge that gap and share each other. Like, that's what I found about a lot of the guys that I watch tutorials and I learn from that are the bigger YouTubers. They all share one another on each other's platform. You know?
Yeah.
And I get it too. Like, it's hard to reach out to the big fishing guys because how many times have they been reached out to? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So right now, I just kind of like I just put it out there and hopefully it manifests and
Yeah, I feel you, man. So, that's cool, man. I'm excited for you. I hope that all stuff that you can keep pushing and keep fighting. And you are a man that works. Is one thing I learned from meeting you, like 2 days. We got up at like 5:30 every morning to go work. And you're like, man, I'm gonna hit the gym afterwards. And we're like, dude, are you sure? You gotta be up in like 5 hours. Yeah. You're like, but it doesn't matter. You have a routine. You're sticking to it.
You got goals.
Yeah, you got goals.
You got goals.
And even the other day when we were chatting, I was like, look at this guy. He's working. He's got his day off and he's out painting. You're just doing stuff always. It's good encouragement to me because I'm always finding ways to get out of stuff. We were talking about this the other day.
Man. You got the talent, man. You got the talent. Like, you got the talent. You got the talent. You got and you got the know-how. You know, if you put those two together, it's like hard work trumps talent. Where do you want to be at?
That's
you know
true.
what I'm saying? Do you want to
Yeah.
do you want to be that guy on that side who has all the talent but he's not willing to work hard for it, or do you want to be like, you know what? I have the talent, but I want the work ethic. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's my fault. I'm glad I know that now because as a friend, I'm gonna challenge you. Like, I'm gonna push your buttons.
Shoot, what I get
That's
myself
what I
into.
always do. I do that to my best friend, my lady. I push him. I'm surprised they're still around me. You know?
Yeah.
I push.
But
push
it's
my
because
friends,
they've gotten
you know?
better and they've seen it. They've seen the growth. They're like, wow, I guess he was right about something. I should keep
Yeah.
going, keep pushing,
You know,
keep working.
If you don't, if the hardest thing in the world is this, is you don't have people. It's one thing to believe in yourself. I have some great coaches in my life, and I've had them in my life for a long time. But if you don't have a circle around you that believes in you, it's very hard to wake up in the morning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just gonna take it upon myself to push your buttons for the next year and see where you go.
That's sick,
All
man.
right.
Dude, I look forward to when you and I get to hook up and do a little collaboration.
Dude, we got you, man.
A little
As
DESTIN
long as it's
fishing
not
sesh.
as long as it's not in the winter again, dude.
No, I can't do that. I literally don't have the clothing for that. Literally. When I was looking at the weather when we came over, when we were on our way up, I was like, okay, 45, 50. You know, it's not that bad. But when you're on the water, it's so different. I was like, I brought jeans. I've got some boots. I've got long socks. I've got 3 jackets, a sweater, and a windbreaker. I'll be fine. Dude, I was frozen. Yeah, dude, I'd love to get up there and do some of that fishing. You have such a beautiful area. It's literally the most clear water I've ever seen on the West Coast.
It's pretty sweet.
It's clearer than Keys water, in my opinion. I was taken back by
it. But it's pretty. On top of that, it's winter, so all the algae is dead.
That's true.
Even in the summertime, after you have the algae bloom in June, a couple of tides, take it out. It's still pretty clear.
Yeah.
In the summertime too. So.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, man, we're lucky. We're fortunate up here. It's a great spot to either fish or be a tourist up here.
Yeah, man.
To live, you know.
I'm looking forward to that day when we get to get on something.
Yeah, dude, it's a open invite, man. Open invite. I know. I think the hardest thing for a fishing friend to do is actually set aside time to go fishing.
Right? It's such a spontaneous thing. It's like, hey, man, the weather's good. Let's go. And it's so hard. It's so hard to plan stuff. Yeah.
It is.
Even with my buddies here, it's the same thing.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just hard, man. For whatever reason, you know, it's just like it's got to work out.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, man. Well, same to you.
I got a question for you, though.
Yeah, what's up?
What camera are you using?
So I use the Sony A7 III. That's
okay. I just bought the 6400.
A6400 is a great camera. It's a great camera. They have a lot of the same settings. I'm filming on it right now. The A6400 has like the same picture profiles as mine does, and that gives you a lot of the dynamic range. That gives you some ability to change the color in post production. And then does it have does it film in like 120 frames per second slow motion?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, so that's what I use for a lot of my slow motion stuff or detail stuff. It makes it stable. But yeah, I got that a year and a half ago, and I just love the thing. It's really good in low light.
Yeah, you can just tell when you watch your videos, it's crisp, you know.
Yeah, Sony has made some good stuff, and I'd recommend it to anybody. That even just photos, or if you like taking any kind of video, they're really, really good. Like dual action, picture and video.
That's awesome. All right, I know your secret now.
Yeah, don't tell anyone. There's plenty of YouTubers out there talking about them, selling them and stuff. So to wrap this up, I've got a little lightning round. It's just gonna be a couple of rapid fire questions for you, so people can get to know Lionel.
I expected that. Yeah,
Captain Lionel.
I stay ready.
And if you don't want to answer any of them, you can just say pass. But they're pretty easy. They're not too crazy, personal or anything. Okay. It's mostly fishing stuff. I threw in a couple of random human things, but it's mostly gonna be fishing stuff since it's a fishing podcast. Okay. So favorite fishing knot? Your line to line knot. Favorite line to line knot.
Uni knot.
Uni knot. That's a classic.
I use uni knot
every day.
I use it all the time. And here's why.
Yeah.
It's just really quick and easy to tie.
Mm-hmm.
When you have 5 clients in the boat, you need one dependable and fast. So that's it, straight out the boat. Yep.
Okay. Next one. Lightning round. Favorite rod company?
I've been
moment.
using Shimano's, Terramar rods for the last 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
They're fairly inexpensive.
Yeah.
I think the intro ones I use is $99.
Nice.
The offshore ones I use are like $120, and they've held up. They just hold up. So
I've had 4 or 5 of them myself. I've used them.
Terramar,
They're great rods.
They're really good.
Recommend them all the time to people at the tackle shop. All right, favorite lure company?
Absolutely. Grab and Tail Lures by Lionel James. All right, I'm making my own lures right now. I'm partnering with our homeboy Jordan, and shout out to Jordan. Man, we've started something together. He started it, and I've designed a couple of like custom colors. We're building baits that we're just that are connecting back to the fishermen. I feel like being in the social media world, I kind of know what's missing and what's going on with the bigger brands, and bigger brands became you thought they were reachable before social media. That you can't reach nobody now because they're so reachable that they can't filter out who's who. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so many messages flooding.
Yeah,
sick.
Man. So that's what we've kind of done is we're kind of taking it in our own hands, and we're building a brand based on like what works and customer service.
Nice, man. That's awesome. I'm happy. That's sick that you're doing that. It's kind of cool being able to make. I've never done it, but I would imagine it's kind of cool getting to name your own lures and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's dope.
That's sick. All right, man. Next question: if you could only have one lure to throw forever, what would it be? Forever.
Pink and white Miss Marie. That's it.
That's it.
We make the pink and white. It's a 3-inch paddle tail.
3-inch paddle tail.
Dude,
you can't beat
I'm a
it.
Paddle tail dude till I die.
On a jig head?
Paddle tail till I die.
Jig head or reedless? Quarter ounce. Yeah, that's the classic. You can literally catch, and you can catch a marlin on that thing if you wanted to.
Anything you want. Anything like jig head.
I'm with you there.
3-inch paddle tail.
Yeah.
I feel you. And then they'll eat the paddle tail.
No doubt. Okay, got a couple more. Favorite braided line, if you have one.
CDR's Smackdown.
Smackdown?
Really
Nice.
good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't used that. I need to give that a shot.
You can send me an address. I'll send you something like it.
Like instantly.
Pass it a fucking mile. I'm sorry.
Nice. That's sick.
Yeah.
Favorite episode that you filmed, like your YouTube channel?
Dude, you know what? Right now, the one I just did with my nephew, man.
Yeah.
And that was the intro, because I got really personal with that, and I'm working on how rappers change their voice up and down, and that, I feel emotional. I'm working on that right now.
Nice.
But my nephew, a little bit about my nephew, and I won't today is his father's anniversary, but while my nephew was extremely close, we looked just alike, but. The don't judge a book by his cover is so true. He's a gentle giant, but his father passed away when he was a kid. He was murdered.
Holy cow.
So teaching and being there for him. I don't really care anything else about it except for him. And teaching him what he wants to do.
You're like his big brother.
Everything that we're doing,
basically.
Exactly. Everything that we're doing together is what he wants to do, and I'll teach him, and then he'll choose. You know what I mean?
Nice.
So,
sick, man.
Yeah.
All right, man. That's gonna wrap it up, I think.
I got a couple of questions for you, though. Hold up.
Let me go. Let me go hit start record on my camera. I think it hit the 30-minute limit. Okay. One of the downsides of the A7. Still trying to figure this podcast thing out, so that's gonna be a kink I'm gonna have to work through.
Hey, do it.
All right. Lightning round for me.
So I asked everybody, what are your short-term goals for the next 6 months?
Short-term goals for the next 6 months. Do you mean in my life or in YouTube?
Anything.
Anything? Well, I want to become a better communicator. I know I'm not good at communicating. I feel like I'm not. Yeah. It may look like it on camera, but that's because I take a bunch of takes. So I want to become a better communicator in the short term, and I want to be more humble. That's my 2 things right now. That I want to be more humble so I can be a better husband, better friend, better person. Those are the 2 things I'm working on. Short term.
Long-term goals?
Long-term goals, I would love to turn my YouTube channel into my side hustle. Or my business, full-time businesses would be the long-term, I guess. A year out, I'd like to grow it to where it's a side hustle or I'm making some income, and then just full-time income to be able to provide for the fam.
And then the last question I got, you already answered it with a paddle tail. So you have one reel of choice. What company, what reel is it?
It's probably going to be a 4000, and I've been a Shimano guy pretty much my whole life. So it would either be a Stratic. Can I go any price range though?
Yeah.
Because if it's any,
because it's gotta last. It's gotta last.
It's gotta last, right? Yeah. I mean,
yeah. It's gotta last a lifetime.
I'm not gonna go the most expensive, but I recently just picked up so I get good deals because we're at a tackle store, so don't think I'm loaded or anything. But I just picked up a Daiwa Certate. It's like a $500 reel, but I got a really good deal on it, and it's gonna last a long time. That thing is so light, and it's got a bigger spool, but it weighs like the same thing as like a 2500. It's ridiculous. It weighs like 6 ounces. So I'd do that. I'd probably do some 15-pound braid so that I can do flats fishing. I can do a little bit of dock fishing. I can do a little bit of everything. And I'd probably do a 4-inch paddle tail jig head.
Yeah.
Get a little bit of bigger size.
All right. I dig it, man. I dig it. But dude, Spence, dude, what you're doing is dope. Like the YouTube videos are awesome. Like,
thanks,
keep
man.
Working, bro.
You too, man.
Keep working. When do you think you're one thing that I always did, and I won't move on. Like Kobe Bryant was one of my idols, bro.
Yeah.
So I'd always ask myself when I'm getting lazy, like, what would Kobe do? And he'd probably say the answer was always like, he'd probably get up and go do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
You just gotta find that, but keep working, bro. You got it.
Thanks, buddy. That's one of the things I've been struggling with is just getting up and doing it. It's like, the weather's bad. I can't go fish. I can work on a video. I can work on a tip video at home. And I've been putting this podcast off for so long. So thanks for doing it with me. And this is actually the first one I've ever filmed. So looking forward to our little collaboration station filming sesh together where we get to fish and hang out. And then we'll film another podcast or something while we're together.
Let's do it.
So I appreciate you coming to join us on the podcast. And for the outro, I think I'm going to roll your intro to your last video because it was so dope. I thought it was so sick. You're like, it was like super inclement weather out, and you're like, it's sick out. Just kidding. Right.
Just go fishing, folks.
Yeah.
Just go fishing, man.
Actually, you know what I wanted to do for the outro? I wanted to have your tagline because I think it's a really cool tagline. I'm never going to say it, but I want you to say it.
Thank you. I don't know if everybody watches to the end, but I always say, stay solid to yourself, stay 100 in your heart. And I promise you, everything will be all right.
All right, buddy. Thank you so much for joining.
Yeah.
I will see you guys in the next podcast. Thank you for joining Captain Lionel James today, and hopefully many more. See you, buddy. Thanks for coming.
All right, bro. Later.